What's up everybody, it is Hero Vange and welcome to my Pokemon Go PvP Beginner's Guide, episode number 1. Today I am going to start you off on the right foot. I'm going to give you the Pokemon that you should have for the Great League, for Pokemon Go PvP, meaning powered up as close as possible to 1500 with a second charge attack. Okay, now why the Great League, right? Some of you new people might have that question. Why the Great League? Why not Master League? Why not Ultra League? The thing is, it's the cheapest. It's the cheapest Stardust-wise. It's got the most variety, the most Pokemon in it. Actually, as far as I know, right? The higher you go, the less Pokemon there are. So it gets pretty boring up there, okay? So yeah. And because of that, the Silph Arena tournaments are held in the Great League. Okay, I think there's gonna be some Ultra League and Master League stuff coming up. Not so sure, but most of it, the big leagues, which is actually the smallest league, right? But the big league is in the Great League. Okay, so yeah, that's why you want to be playing 1500. All right, now I have 10 non-legacy Pokemon. I have 5 legacy Pokemon, but there's actually more than 15 Pokemon in this graphic. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon that I'm going to recommend. Are there more that you should have? Yes, a lot more, guys. A lot more. Like more than I can fit in this graphic at this size of Pokemon. There's just so much variety in the Great League, which is fantastic because you're not gonna get bored playing the same Pokemon over and over and over and over again, right? You want some weird sometimes. There's actually some off-meta Pokemon that work just as good as the meta Pokemon in some situations, okay? But it's not gonna be good for your Stardust bank, so you want to pick and choose right now that you're kind of just building it up, right? So stick with the meta, plus these Pokemon are gonna come in and out of the tournament, so you're gonna have fantastic mileage on your Stardust on these Pokemon. Now, before we start with the actual Pokemon, if you get the urge, if you get that burning feeling to start powering up some Pokemon, oh, I can already see some, you know what I'm talking about, and then you get your hand shaken. Do not power up anything until the second episode of the Beginner's Guide. Okay, so this first episode is the next episode is gonna be very important for you because you need to understand this certain mechanic that it's gonna be too long to explain it in this video, but it's basically like this, right? If you have 5 Pikachu that you wanna power up for the Great League, which one do you power up? Okay, it's something like that. Okay, we'll talk about it in the next episode, but yes, do not power up anything just yet because I want you to maximize your Stardust. All right, so yeah, without further ado, let's start with number 10 for the non-legacy. Is actually 3 Pokemon. It's 3 Pokemon, guys. It's actually a typing, right? Dark Poison. Okay, so these 3 Pokemon are Dark Poison types, and they're very, very important for certain cups. They come in and out. I think I was able to use them for, I think, like 2 cups last season. And last season was 8 cups. So that's a good amount, right? 2 cups out of 8, that's a good chunk, right? So yeah, they're very important because they wall certain types, they kill certain types. We'll figure it out when those metas pop out, but just know that they have a very important typing defensively and offensively, making them very important to have, okay? So the 3 of these don't do the same thing as well, so it would be nice to have all 3, okay, if you can afford it Stardust wise, alright? But do not power up anything just yet, okay? But yes, they have their ups and downs, they have their advantages, disadvantages, and they actually have their interactions within the group. So yeah, but Drapion, Skuntank, plus Alolan Muck, you know, just start stocking them up, okay? Start stocking them up. Moving on to number 9. Is again 2 Pokemon, so it's a multiple Pokemon in one thing, alright? But yeah, it's a typing, alright? It's the water and ground type Pokemon. We actually have like a nickname for them. We call them the Mud Boys, okay? There's actually 3 of them, but one of them is a legacy Pokemon, okay? So yeah, there's 2 of them here. We're gonna talk about the other guy when we go to the legacy Pokemon. Yes, now there was actually a cup last season where derpy looking Quagsire over there was the most dominant force in that cup. He was the one that shaped that meta. So yes, these guys are fantastic. Their typing lets them only have one weakness, which is grass. That's fantastic, right? Plus, they have the fastest charging fast attack, which is Mud Shot. All three of them have it. There's only two right now. The other guy's a legacy, but yeah, we'll talk about it. These guys are fantastic, okay? They just charge up and they throw and throw and throw, and they have fantastic range and coverage with their charge attacks. They're not just mudslingers. Yes, they are mudslingers, but I mean, they have more, right? Quagsire over there is one of the most versatile Pokemon in the Great League. It's difficult sometimes to figure out what charge move does this guy have, and then you take a good look at him and he just, stares back at you with that derpy face being like, hey, guess. He's got this build where he's kind of like a debuffer type of person. He's also got this build where he's kind of like a big finisher type of Pokemon. So yeah, he's fantastic. Whiscash over there, he's a big spammer. He throws mud like nobody else. He's a machine gun. Plus, he's got a big Hail Mary type charge attacks where if you land it, it's going to be insane. So yeah, good choice. Plus, they're quite easy to find, right? Number 8 is again 3 Pokemon. It's the Steel Tanks, okay? And the thing is, there used to be a 4th one, okay? Melmetal. But the thing is, I feel like the Silph Arena is going to start banning legendary Pokemon because they're so expensive to power up. Well, not really power up, to get the second charge attack, right? Because it's 100k Stardust, okay? So yeah, Melmetal used to be there, but expensive. Plus, again, I feel like the Silph Arena is going to start banning the legendaries, which I think is going to be a good choice because it's going to make it more accessible to more people, right? So yeah, question: do you have birds pecking at your Pokemon? Do you have a dragon ravaging your village? Do you have a fairy trying to charm your Pokemon? That doesn't sound so bad, but it is. If so, who you gonna call? The Steel Tanks, that's who you gonna call, okay? These guys stop things, alright? You have that one X that won't stop calling you. You have multiple automatic payments that you signed into but have no idea how to sign out of. You lost the brakes on your bike, so you need all of those to stop. These guys can stop those things, alright? These guys can stop most things in the Great League. They're tanks, okay? So yeah, pick them up, but the thing is, Bastiodon. Alright, let's talk about that guy right there. You see that with the shield head, alright? Yeah. He is a huge investment. Huge, massive investment. See, the thing is, the problem isn't the dust, right? I mean, well, sometimes it is yes. But my issue with Bastiodon is because he's so rare, the candies are also quite rare, okay? And yeah, it took me a very, very long time to set my Bastiodon up. So yeah, he's quite expensive. So yeah, I would suggest not to power him up until there is a cup that needs a Bastiodon. Okay, so just start with Probopass, Steelix. But again, don't power anything up. Number 7 is a Pokemon that reminds me so much of a Takoyaki ball. Okay, do you know what that is? If you don't know what that is, what are you doing with your life, man? You gotta get some of that good Japanese food, okay? So, yes, making me hungry, Forretress is a fantastic choice for the Great League, and it actually walls a lot of things, right? It's not the same as a Steel Tank. He's not the same. He is a Steel Tank, but I don't know why I put him in a different number, but he has this very important role of eating grass types, okay? He just farms and farms and farms up grass type, and he doesn't need to throw charge attacks. They eat them up. He can take all the beat, all the razor leaves, all the grass type moves you got. He'll take it. He's fantastic for the Great League. I was able to use him for, I think, 2 cups last month, right? Yes. Fantastic choice. Number 6 is Lantern, and definitely deserves that slot because Lantern is a solid Pokemon for the Great League, plus for Silph Arena Custom, because he comes in and out of the tournaments like a lot. I use this guy a lot. Plus, water is such a popular typing that if you play in like unofficial tournaments, non-Silph Arena tournaments, it's highly likely that water is going to be part of those tournaments, right? So yes, Lantern is a really, really good choice. Now, Lantern is most likely the most popular electric type in all of Great League, okay? In all of Great League, plus probably one of the most popular water type Pokemon in Great League. But yes, electric types are kinda not tanky, and this guy is, which is the big thing about him, okay? So he's used over Raichu a lot of times, Electrode. There's a guy in my local area who plays Electrode a lot. But yes, Lantern, very, very solid choice. Definitely deserves this spot. Number 5 is a regional Pokemon, making it very difficult to get, but it's so important that you have this because Tropius is the Razor Leafer in the Great League. It is the best Razor Leafer. Is Razor Leaf like a big deal? Yes, it's a big deal. It's a huge deal. When this guy swings around his head, swings around those bananas, it's like a magic spell. A water Pokemon disappears. Alright? This guy is a very important offensive and defensive Pokemon for the Great League. So important. 100% must have for the Great League. Start trying to find it. Okay? Don't do anything illegal. Just, find some people that have traveled. Maybe travel yourself. That would be fantastic. But it's expensive. Try to find some people that have traveled then. Okay? It's not impossible. Number 4 is the biggest, baddest dragon in all the Great League land, okay? In all the land, Great League, okay? Yes, Altaria. Looks like something that you could lie down on. It looks like a pillow. It looks like something nice and fluffy, but if you peel away some of those clouds, you'll see some razor sharp claws. This bird slaps. Bird shreds the Great League. So many things in the Great League. That fast attack is just cha-cha-cha. Well, how do birds attack? I don't know. Very, very important. Number 3 is one of the most solid Pokemon. Ha! That was a pun. Solid. Let me tell you the big thing about Scarm, because I understand Scarm very, very well because I use Scarm so much. Skarmory is one of the most efficient Pokemon, and that is something that you can't really say about a lot of other Pokemon. What does that mean? Scarm can come into a match, right? Beat the Pokemon in front of it with just fast attacks. Just fast attacks. So no shielding. He can take it all. And then throw all that energy into the next Pokemon, forcing that Pokemon to shield. Maybe even 2 times. Okay? Maybe even 2 times. Think about it. Scarm can actually even turn around matches. You're in a losing situation, you get Scarm on the right Pokemon, you're winning now. You're winning. Another thing, right? You get Scarm on the right Pokemon, let's say on the lead, you can burn both shields, force that person to shield. He's gonna need to shield, and then set up for the win. He's like a sweeper setup type of person. He throws the alley-oop for the person to dunk. Okay, he is amazing. Yes, I know he's a little bit difficult to find, but trading's a thing. Trading's a thing. He's not as hard as Tropius. Tropius, you have to, you know what I mean? The number 2 Pokemon looks like an egg. Looks like a bunny. It looks like a Kinder Joy surprise. It looks like something that you don't really need to take seriously, but that is a mistake that I will never make because I respect Azumarill. Azumarill is thick with 3 C's. It is a tank, but unlike the steel tanks, when faced with its weakness, it actually still fights back. It is very, very powerful, very dependable, and it walls a very important offensive typing for the Great League, which is fighting, which is the number 1 Pokemon. Medicham is the biggest, baddest fighter in the Great League, and this is quite easy for me to recommend how to power it up. If you have a Hundo Meditite, perfect, 15 IV Meditite, now is the time to max it out because Medicham is a force in the Great League. if you watch anime at all. This guy is the main character. He's the guy who took the apprenticeship with a superhero so that he could become a superhero. He's the dude who got transported to another world and has some unfair advantage, and so becomes very, very powerful in that other world, and for some reason, a lot of girls are into him. He's the baker with the hot hands and has amazing bread. And his punches are straight fire. He actually did 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, a 10-kilometer run every single day, no aircon for years, until he grew a nipple on his head. And now, he can blow a hole in somebody's chest with just a punch. Start trading. Try to get 100, maybe for one of your lucky trades, your lucky friend trades, right? Maybe, right? Think about it. It's a good investment, trust me. And now we're moving on to the legacy Pokemon, and we're starting it off with Last Resort Umbreon. Until now, I don't have this. All right, so if you wanna trade me, all right, hit me up because I need this. Very strong. Very, very powerful. Even when faced with its weakness, fighting type, it actually still slaps. It still fights back, alright? It doesn't go down like the other dark types, okay? So, very, very strong. It's been a strong pick for Great League since the start of Great League. So, yeah, definitely if you have one, maybe trade it to me. Moving on to the fire type in the Great League, Blast Burn Charizard. He melts stuff, okay? Blast Burn hits like a truck. It hurts. Even against water type Pokemon. I've had my Lapras killed by a Charizard. So yes, Blast Burn hurts. How about Typhlosion? Not as good. Trust me, not as good as Charizard. But if you have one, keep it under 1,500 if you have a Typhlosion. What about Blaziken? That's also a good one. Yeah, but if you want pure firepower, okay? Firepower, alright? Charizard. Now for number 3, Lapras. You might actually need 2 Lapras. You know what? Maybe 3 Lapras. Maybe 4 Lapras if you have that special 4th one, okay? Because Lapras is also very, very versatile. It's got some fantastic movesets, but the thing is you can't fit it all in one Pokemon, okay? You can go Ice Shard, Ice Beam, and then Surf. You can go Water Gun, Ice Beam, and then Surf. You can go, well, this one's not non-legacy, but, you know, since we're talking about alright, sure. You can go Frost Breath. Ice Beam is actually legacy. Forget what I just said. And Surf. And if you have Dragon Pulse, that's also fantastic. So yes, very versatile, but make sure that you have the 2 main ones, which is Ice Shard, Ice Beam, Surf, and Water Gun, Ice Beam, Surf. Okay? Number 2 is the missing mud boy. It's Swampert. Since this thing got Hydro Cannon, since it's Community Day, it has become very, very important for so many tournaments, guys. It's in this one, it's in this one, it's in this one, and it's an amazing Pokemon. Hydro Cannon hits like a truck. Earthquake hits like a truck. You also have Sludge Wave just in case you encounter like Azumarill, let's say, or other fairy types, and that's gonna hit like a truck. So yeah, plus since he has Mud Shot, and I taught you earlier that Mud Shot charges up really fast, he can just throw and throw and throw and throw. You get a charge move. You get a charge move. He's like Oprah. And finally, my number 1 recommendation for a legacy Pokemon that you must have for the Great League, Frenzy Plant. Okay? Venusaur is more important than Meganium. Actually, up to this point, I still don't have a Meganium, and I did pretty good. So, yeah, Venusaur. But if you have both, that would be fantastic. They charge up really fast, unlike Tropius here. Tropius does Razor Leaf. Razor Leaf is pure damage, okay? Vine Whip actually charges up pretty fast. So they throw a Frenzy Plant. That's basically the important thing about them. Plus, Sludge Bomb is nice. Meganium has Earthquake, I think. I actually don't know because I don't have it yet. So yeah, if you're looking to okay, alright, the trades. What if you don't have these Pokemon with the legacy moves? Is it still worth it to use the non-legacy version of the same Pokemon? Honestly, I would say that the legacy moves make these Pokemon really good, okay? So if you don't have them with the legacy move, I would suggest just finding alternatives. There's other stuff that you can build that kind of work the same way, or just other Pokemon, alright? But try to look for them because it's very important that you have these eventually, alright? Just try to build up your collection little by little, and pretty soon you're not really gonna need stuff, okay? So yeah, I still need stuff, and I got through like a whole season. You can do it. And finally, we have my recommendations for the Great League. It's a lot more than 15 Pokemon. There's some Pokemon that actually aren't here, like let's say Sableye. Yes, I didn't include it here because I'm not sure if Sylph is going to ban Sableye because they recently banned it in one of the cups. Other stuff, fairy types with charm, I'm still a little bit iffy on those. I thought that Wigglytuff was gonna be really dominant, but then it kind of sucked. And also Gallade with charm, but then it also sucked. So I'm still a little bit right, but this is gonna give you a solid start for Pokemon Go PvP, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. Remember to leave a like, comment down below how much Stardust you have right now. And then I want you to come back to this in a couple of months and just reminisce about the times when you had Stardust. Subscribe if you haven't yet, ding that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys!